Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. In this video, we'll explore how to set up GoPhish, a powerful open-source phishing toolkit in 2024. Our focus will be on using virtual private server VPS, emails, and domain services provided by Hostinger. Notably, Hostinger offers the option to pay with cryptocurrency, which can be a convenient alternative for those seeking different payment methods compared to platforms like DigitalOcean or Linode. Before we start, it's important to highlight that GoPhish is a tool primarily used for security awareness training. It allows organizations to create simulated phishing campaigns, which are crucial for training employees to recognize and respond to real phishing attempts. Now, let's dive into the steps to set up GoPhish using Hostinger's services. We'll cover how to purchase and configure your VPS, set up your mail server, and register a domain. Along the way, I'll share tips and best practices to ensure that your setup is secure and effective for educational or training purposes. We'll begin by choosing Rocky Linux 964-bit as our operating system. This choice ensures a stable and secure environment for our GoPhish installation. We'll skip adding a malware scanner to avoid any potential conflicts with GoPhish operations. Next, we'll configure our VPS firewall settings for security. We're going to block all incoming traffic on both TCP and UDP protocols, except for TCP port 22, which is used for SSH secure cell connections. Now, we'll move on to the installation phase. First, we'll install necessary packages to set up our host firewall. Following that, we'll install GoPhish and configure it to run as a service. This will ensure that GoPhish starts automatically and runs smoothly in the background. Let's begin with these installation and setup steps. Next, we'll set up port forwarding to access the GoPhish admin server's GUI. This step is essential for managing your GoPhish campaigns and settings. Additionally, if you, like me, forgot to note down the initial password, I'll show you how to reset it. Let's get started with the port forwarding and password reset process. Now, let's verify that we can access the GoPhish admin server from our local host. We'll also test the current password. If it's your first login, GoPhish will prompt us to change it to a new one for security reasons. Let's proceed to check the accessibility and update the password accordingly. Before we proceed further, especially if you are not using Hostinger, it's crucial to address a common issue with SMTP relay services. To avoid potential complications, we're going to remove certain GoPhish fingerprints that are often flagged. This step is important to ensure smoother operation and avoid unnecessary hiccups. Next, it's important to set up TLS certificates for our server. This step is essential to prevent security warnings in browsers when users interact with our phishing simulations. Proper TLS certificates help ensure that the experience is realistic and effective for training purposes. Now, let's move on to setting up the email. We'll be using the Business Starter Plan, which includes an email account. You can navigate through the options available in the Business Starter Plan. I'm confident you'll find it easy to click through and set everything up, including any necessary configurations like DKIM. Now it's time to configure our sending profile in GoPhish. This step is crucial for our phishing simulation campaigns. Once set up, we'll send out our first test email. With our test email successfully sent and verified, we're now ready to launch our first campaign in GoPhish. We've encountered an issue with using the landing page feature to directly clone the LinkedIn page. It seems that the page isn't cloning correctly, likely due to JavaScript complexities in LinkedIn site design. This is a common challenge when dealing with dynamic websites that use extensive scripting. We can create a landing page that mimics an Office 365 login screen. This approach is effective for capturing input from users in our phishing simulation. To add an extra layer of realism to our phishing simulation, we'll set up a redirection to the Microsoft homepage after users interact with our Office 365 style landing page. This can create a scenario where users might be confused about their login status and attempt to log in again on the actual Microsoft page. And there we have it, the credentials have been successfully captured by our GoPhish admin server. Remember, this is just one aspect of phishing simulations. For those interested in more advanced techniques, I recommend exploring tools like eViewthings. It offers capabilities like transparent proxy functionality and can even simulate scenarios that bypass two-factor authentication.